Hi, soul travelers, and welcome back to another video. I don't think I've been saying it lately in my videos, but my name is Medusa, and this is my channel. We talk about a lot of food, nutrition, and holistic wellness and self-care and different ways that we can do that. And today, what I wanted to talk about was something that I am actually personally going through at the moment. Right now, it is August 6th, and I want to say that just out loud as a timestamp for myself to the universe and to just kind of paint a little bit of a picture of what's happening right now. So, in 2 days specifically, it will be the Lionsgate portal 8-8. And I'm not sure if many of you have intimately or consciously worked with the Lionsgate portal before, but it is definitely a lion energy. It is an energy of great transmutation, and it is an energy of great breakthrough, of great manifestation, and great abundance. And that all sounds great. But in order to receive all of that, to align with any and all of that, it takes a lot of releasing and letting go of. And that is what I'm currently going through. And that's what I want to talk about in this video right now. So for myself, I've been practicing with mushy mushrooms. We're just going to call it that. And every day I have been practicing in the mornings. Do more of a routine for myself. I struggle a lot with establishing discipline and rituals and routines that keep me productive and in a state of flow. But I've been, this last couple weeks, getting into that state of flow of just waking up. Between the hours of 3 and 5 is when my being naturally wants to wake up in the morning. So I've been allowing myself to do that, and then as soon as I wake up, diving into a practice to keep me grounded and open and centered throughout the day. So my mornings have consisted of a cup of cacao mixed with mushy mushrooms to just really go deep into my shadow, into myself, and just crack that heart wide open. And cracked it has been doing, for sure. It's been a very beautiful process. Really since the beginning of August, this whole entire first week has been very eye-opening, a lot of great awarenesses, a lot of truths for me to speak to myself and also out loud to others. And it's been very transformational. A deep dive into my shadow, but it's been very beautiful of a process. And today has kind of been a pinnacle point of this whole entire processes of transmutation, of healing, and most importantly, letting go. So for myself, I am currently in a position where I am supposed to be moving out of this beautiful home that I have lived in for just a little over a year now. And there's so much fights and definitely a lot of Maya illusion that was going into that of like, oh, I'll just put off paying rent, or I'll get the money somehow, or someone will actually pay for it somehow. A lot of tricking myself with the ego to try and hold this picture, this creation that I've created for myself. And it has put me in a box. I have put myself in a box of trying to keep all of the walls together and upright in the way that I wanted to, or I thought I needed it to. So today I have been doing a lot of deep self-reflection, but also research. Again, with everything being in its beautiful divine timing, that is something that I am a very firm believer of and have faith in, is the divine timing of all things that are happening in our life. And this last week, literally since the beginning of August, I've been going deeper into my Chiron, my placement of Chiron. And for those of us who may or not be aware of what Chiron is, or what what it does. It's an asteroid that some people take into account when it comes to their astrology. So Chiron is known as the wounded healer. That is who he is as an energy, and it is a male. He's in mythology. There's a whole story about him, and maybe I'll link a story about him in the description below. But I've been going into my Chiron in my chart where I'm needing to do that deep shadow work and healing, because there's that belief that with Chiron specifically, if you're able to acknowledge and understand and transmute and heal that part of yourself, there is that wound. And that's something that I also believe in, is that some of our deepest wounds that we are here to heal are actually our gifts that we are here to offer and present to the collective and to the world. So for myself, it's the wounded lover. It's my self-worth. And this is where we kind of tie into where I am right now with myself. Is I've been diving deep into journaling, into researching on YouTube of, okay, I actually realized that I don't know what self-worth is, or how to connect with it, or how to heal it. For myself, when it comes to different energies that we are maybe supposed to experience in this lifetime, I always go back to where is the first original point of reference that we've gone to or that we've experienced with that. So an easy example is the vibration or the experience of love. It's very difficult to call in love, to share love, to show love, to experience the love vibration if we have no reference point to what that is. And a lot of times that ties into our childhood and our experiences from that. So for myself, I have been very quickly been able to see all the different instances and times where I wasn't able to experience self-worth, where I wasn't shown what healthy self-worth looks like. And in different relationships that I've been in, I haven't nurtured that part of myself as well. And I'm now at a point where things are very quickly shifting in my life, in my scope of realms. And that's the big messenger right now, is like, what is self-worth? What are you worthy of? What are you deserving of? And how do you cultivate that, nurture that, and instill that, embody that within myself? I've been doing a lot of deep diving into that specifically this week, and it's brought a lot of things up to the surface, which has been beautiful. I'm also just taking those moments of gratitude of like seeing how far I've come on my path, seeing that I am in a space within myself to hold these different energies, to witness these different energies of myself, and to process them out loud and not be afraid to do that. And however it comes out, it's been a lot of crying, but it's been beautiful to know that I am able and in a space where I can cry so unapologetically, so unabashedly, and just be free in that way. So I have been, high five for me for that. I've been celebrating that. But it has also been a lot of processing, again, of this shadow aspect of myself. And that's the beautiful thing of speaking out into existence, speaking out into the universe of, this is what I'm ready for. This is what I would like to experience, or what I think I'd like to experience. And the universe says, yeah, sure. We hear you. We got you. Here it is. Try it. And so it's been that experience of speaking out of, oh, okay, I'm actually really ready to work on this self-worth wound that I have, this limitation experience that I have of my self-worth, of what I'm deserving of. And when I look around me of where I am and how I got here in this beautiful home that I am, on this beautiful land that I'm on, and I'm like, wow, I haven't spent that much amount of time really enjoying the space. And now I'm at a space, making it full circle, is I am not in the space to pay the rent here, which is fine. Again, everything has its beginnings and ends. And it's just that reflection or that boom, that hit of energy of, wow, I actually have been taking this space for granted a lot. I was like, okay, I got the space. Cool, I'm here. Now I don't have to do anything to sustain this. And that's very much so not the case. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. And I am smiling right now, and I seem to be full of life. But this is literally me coming from off the ground, crying just a couple minutes ago, to turning on the camera and doing this video. So yes, I am in a very different headspace and energetic space right now, but I promise as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to go back into crying and just processing all of this. But I wanted to hop on here while I had the energy, while I had the flow of all of this coming inside of me. Because the real reason why I'm doing this video is because I just had an experience with the fly. Like a little bzzz, a little fly. And it's the second time I've had this experience with a fly, not the same fly. But that is when I get the most impactful messages and lessons, is through animals, through the teachers that are animals and spirit guides in that way. So I really lean into when there's any kind of animal in front of me and seeing what that message is, what I'm here to grasp from this energy, even though we aren't speaking the physical same language at that moment. And I'm laying down here literally just a few minutes ago, you guys, literally right before I turned this camera on, and just processing, allow myself to cry, allow myself to speak out loud to myself in the form of vibration of affirmation, but also reflection as well, and taking that accountability of self. And while I am doing that and trying to stay present with myself, there is a fly just buzzing all in and around me, just like loudly too. These flies out here are so large. So it's so loud and it's buzzing, and I'm talking to myself, and I'm just trying to be quiet to hear what the inside me, the higher self me wants to say, my heart wants to say. And it's just pulling me out, and it's pulling me out over and over and over again, to the point where I get a paper. And now I am not someone who enjoys or actually kills animals or insects a lot. I've been in that space before. I was in that space for a while when I was a little bit younger and maybe even earlier on my path. But I am in a space now where I do my best not to kill insects, and definitely not kill animals. But I was getting agitated, and I was like, y'all, this one little fly, it's gonna be okay. There's so many other flies out there. Don't worry about it if this one dies. And which is so interesting for my mind to go to. And even just being aware of that, seeing how my mind is processing everything and hearing what I'm saying inside my head or even out loud to myself. So again, I'm doing all this processing, I'm crying, I'm trying to center myself, I'm trying to be quiet on the inside. This little buzzing fly is just going everywhere around me. And again, it's taking me out, or I am allowing it to take me out of the present moment. And I finally sat up. I had a paper on top of my belly, and just in case it wanted to come by so I could swat it real quick. And I go from laying on my stomach to trying to be present, to laying on my back, to being very aware of this fly all of a sudden. And I'm just watching it just fly around the house, and I'm just trying to track its movements, trying to see where it is. And it lands on a roll of tissues that I have next to me on my yoga mat. And it's in this perfect spot where the sun from the skylight above is shining on the tissues. And just perfectly sitting on top of the tissue is this fly. And my thought immediately is, now's your time. Now is the time to do it. And then as immediate as that thought came up, the next immediate thought was, what is this teacher trying to show you in this moment? And so I looked at the fly, and I'm staring at the fly, sitting in its little throne of tissues in literally a spotlight of sunlight. And I'm like, okay, you're literally here basking in all of your sunlight glory to teach me something, to show me something, to have me experience something right now that is maybe something uncomfortable for me to experience right now. And it was a physical representation of what I was feeling on the inside. And it was just this buzzing that I was having inside of myself. Not really in my mind per se, but in my body. I just could not sit still. So I was allowing myself to move fluidly and just move my body because it needed to move. It was needing to process, and I didn't want to feel stuck or stagnant inside my own body. So I was just allowing it to move, and the chaos and the frequency that I was feeling inside myself was being manifested outside of myself in this buzzing, annoying little fly of a thing. And so I literally turned my head to this fly with it being just feet away from me now, just sitting down now. And I ask it, I'm like, what are you here to show me? And immediately, again, that message comes through of, this is you, this is your mind, this is what's currently going on inside of you. There is this chaos that's happening. There is this upheaval of energy that is being processed right now. The ground is shaking underneath you in a beautiful way where things are shaking up in your life. And are you able to stay grounded? Am I able to stay grounded and centered enough to see the messages, to see the messengers, and to acknowledge and gulp down that message that's being provided for me, that opportunity of a message that's being provided to me in that moment? And the message was this idea of, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to move forward? How bad do you want to stay focused? If you really want to stay focused, is a little fly gonna knock you off of your center enough that you just shut down or that you just give up? So it was a very beautiful experience and a reminder and an exchange with a teacher. Yes, even a little fly can be a teacher. And it was beautiful to be able to acknowledge and notice and see in the moment what was happening, what I was doing, what I was thinking, how I was processing it in real time, and to kind of calm all of that down enough to hear the message that was wanting to come through. And after acknowledging this exchange with the fly, I thanked it. Thank you for this lesson. Thank you for being my teacher in this moment and showing me what I was needing to see that I was maybe not able to see within myself, because again, I'm so all over the place with processing and feeling at the moment, that if I can get that outward perspective, even if it comes in the form of a fly, I can receive that and see that and process it the way that I know my heart wants to. I know that my higher vibrational self can do so. So I thanked the fly. I watched it for a couple more seconds, and then I let the paper go. I actually just put the paper right next to me. And as soon as I did that, I was like, you know what? This is what we're actually a video about. Because I was laying down and I was like, I want to make a video, but I don't know what I want to make it on. And I thought maybe I would do some kind of movement practice and do a video on that. But no, we're making a video on a fly. And to really, really bring this full circle and how beautiful the world works, how beautiful we work, how beautiful it is to let go of ideas and experiences and ideal constructs within ourselves, this story takes a little bit of a change, so just bear with me. I have the idea. I'm like, okay, this is a video that we're going to do. I get up, I grab my phone, I grab the things that I'm needing to set up my camera and prop my phone. And I grab a cushion so I can sit on, so I'm a little bit higher and in the screen. And as soon as I put the cushion down, the fly was there. The fly that I just had a beautiful experience with, a great conversation with, had just received a beautiful message from, was where I had put my cushion down. And I killed the fly. I had to sit with that for a second, literally a second, and be like, wow, this is actually how life works. This is actually how all of it works. We receive, and then when it's time to let go, we let go. And it's to say thank you, saying thank you and I love you before it gets to that point of having to let go. So, thank you, little fly. I am getting emotional about it. Again, this just happened. I'm still in the realms of energies of processing, but I wanted to make this video honoring that fly because I was so annoyed by it. I was so ready to kill it. And then I took the time to ask. I took the time to listen. And with that came inspiration, came creativity. And with that, my teacher passed. My teacher was no longer needed, so it left. And how beautiful is it that we can go through life experiences of life and death and life and death and life and death. And it can be kind of quickly in the time span of literally all this happened within maybe 5 minutes. So to have this life and death experience happen so quickly, be transmuted so quickly of annoyance to taking a step back and reflecting, to taking that lesson and that message to creating and knowing that something, whether it was inside of us or outside of us, needed to die in order for this to be created. So that is why I'm on here, giving my gratitude to my teacher of a fly, because that's the beauty of the work. That's the beauty of being able to be present. That's the beauty of being able to let go so that you can embrace what is needed next in your life, what is actually for you next, what the universe, what the creator, what source energy, whatever you call her, is here to offer you next. And if I would have killed that fly, I maybe would have been a little bit annoyed and I probably would not have made this video. If I would have killed that fly, maybe I would have just went on with my day and not thought about the fly again. But the fact that I went through all those processes so quickly of being annoyed, of stepping back, seeing the big picture, of talking with myself in the reflection of a fly, with talking to spirit, to creator, again, whatever you want to call her, and having that conversation with myself, and then being like, okay, we're going to make a video about a fly now, I guess. And to give my gratitude to that fly and unintentionally kill that fly, but know that it served its purpose. Know that the life that it lived, whether it had many days on the outside of the house or just had this one day inside here, it served its purpose. And I want to honor its energy and spirit for providing that for me, for gifting me that lesson, that message, that exchange of energy. And I don't know if you're watching this and you're like, this girl's talking about a fly. Because I really am talking about a fly. But if you also feel the energy through that and underneath that, what's really that message is, again, the teacher was the fly. I was the student. And acknowledging when we are student, teacher, teacher, student. Because right now I feel, wow, that was me being in student vibration. And this is how I can offer myself up as teacher vibration. It's having the experience as a student and then being able to translate it as a teacher so that others can hear it, experience it, share it, being able to align with it. That is what I'm beginning to understand with myself, of the self, as we are student, teacher. We are student first and we are teacher second, but we are both at the same exact time. And we are here to learn from others just as much as we are here to share with others our truth, our experience, our wisdom, our knowledge from our own experiences of life. So that is what I wanted to share in this video. Thank you so much for watching this process of me kind of sharing, and maybe it was a little bit of a chaotic energy in the video, but hopefully it tied in really well. Because again, I went from laying down crying and a little agitated with the fly to me popping up and being like, okay, let me just do this video real quick and see how it goes. And I feel really good about sharing this experience out loud and sharing it with myself and sharing it with others as well. So if this little, it sounds so crazy, y'all, but if this message and if this video of a little fly teacher resonates with you, I would love to know what you're going through currently in the comments. Do you resonate with what this message is? Send me your thoughts in the comments of what you feel is going on now with you in your life. Again, it's August 6th when I'm recording this, wanting to say that out loud so that we all acknowledge that this is that Lionsgate energy rearing its head, a little early on, but things are shifting, things are shaking, things are breaking down so that we can have breakthroughs. And that's so beautiful, to be in a space, in a vibrational frequency where we can see that, where we can acknowledge that everything is in its own divine timing. And circling back to divine timing, that was what I experienced with that fly, was being able to acknowledge that timing of the divine. So thank you again, you guys, for allow me to experience and share myself in this way. And I am sharing myself for myself, but it's also with the intention to touch lives, to be the fly. To be the fly for someone else. And not saying that I want to after this message, but taking what you can from every exchange, because there is some lesson, some message that's coming through just for you. No one else is there to see it, to hear it, or experience it. It's for you. The universe, the divine creator, our source, her, is giving us beautiful gems in every interaction and experience that we're having. And again, sometimes we can be so close to the experience and situation that we need that messenger from the outside to kind of just shake up our world and be like, hey, actually, you have the full authority to create your own life. And to hear these messages when you're ready to also hear those messages from Creator, from Divine Source. So, thank you. And I'm okay being on this video and not having a full-fledged breakdown, but being able to talk through the tears. I think it's definitely good to be at a space where we can deliver messages without all this happening. But I also think it's very important to be authentic in sharing these sides of ourselves, because there's no part of me that's sad right now. I'm so happy and excited and elated and blissed out. I just wanted to share that. So thank you again for witnessing, for watching the whole video if you're up until this point. But thank you. Thank you for witnessing. That is something that I say, whether I'm posting a video or just a post with words. Thank you for witnessing, because that's what you're doing every single day. You are witnessing someone's journey, someone's evolution, someone's creation of life. And you just being witness to that is just as important as the person who is putting out their creations. So, and I said I was going to get my voice under control, but obviously couldn't do that with that message right there. So I'm going to end this video. Thank you. I love you. And I will see you in the next video. If you like this video, you guys, make sure to comment whatever you feel called to comment on this video. Like it. And subscribe to see more. Until the next time, you guys, okay? I love you so much.